Okay, okay. Well, let's take a look then. So first things first, looking at their comp. Uptime is not as much of a concern with this comp. Widows,
Nope.
Honest, things like that to assassinate. So it's, obviously uptime is always something to consider, but very much so on the backline whenever you can. And I think for here, you might find more consistency. So what you need to really be attentive to is like where your team is setting up here. So if your Hanzo's on top, I think where you're at here is okay, but you need to be really cautious about how deep that you can go. You can also look to utilize this flank and angle here. This one's pretty good here, and I like this one because you also have the mega and you have an easy escape route out this direction. There's also a mini down here, and you could even wrap around to the stairs as well.
I did consider that angle.
Yeah, I like this angle better if the fight's happening here. I like this angle better here if the fight's happening at the choke. It allows for a little bit more uptime. So what you can do is you can start here, and then if you see that your team is giving up space and then rotating here, there's nothing wrong with like putting pressure and then kind of blinking out over here. Whereas if you're here, you can't really go over here. It's kind of too late.
Yeah, I felt stuck.
Yeah. So I think, you know, this is nothing wrong with what you're doing. Maybe be a little bit careful with the timing there. But even here, it's like, it's okay. Your Doomfist is going in, you're going out, you're going in, going out. I would be a little bit more patient off of your Doomfist pressure on, because like it's really hard with the Doomfist because he goes in and out really fast. But obviously here you're doing the tanking, right? So like you're here in first. So Moira, Sim, Sig look at you. That's gonna enable your Doom, but you really want it the other way around, right? And that costing your recall is scary to say the least. No way you survive this. That's crazy.
Somehow.
Crazy.
That was reckless.
Yes, I understand why, but it definitely was reckless. And this is again a situation where knowing the right flank here would be your friend. Where if you're going to reestablish a flank, that's an easier way of doing it. So they've isolated Sig. Now I would not be rotating back this way. Ironically, this is now the perfect time for your flank. Where I know that they know that you know, and you know that they know about you. But you see how this is now really attractive. They've started to walk forward. So don't bail here, because now your angle is dipped in quality, and so your Doomfist has died as a result.
I thought I heard your left and then right, so that's unfortunate.
This is fine.
I was kind of lost.
Yeah, this is fine because you're now the tank, right? So you might as well grab the mega. I'd grab the mega. I would grab the mega here. You can, if there's a mega here, you can play for just ages, living and distracting, distracting.
Yeah, in this case, yeah, I probably should have taken it. I wanted to touch though. I didn't know if the Winston was gonna get in time.
Yes.
Did anyway.
But what I would have done is immediately here probably try to grab the mega and then maybe worry about touching later. But yeah, I understand the difficulty there.
I have actually little experience with Tracer on this map, so knowing where all the health packs are is actually still a thing.
Well, it's tricky, right? It's the same thing as like knowing the right angle, right? What we want you to do is you to have the tools to know what you're looking for. Access to backline, cover, short sight lines, health packs. And then now you need to practice applying those, right? So once we get to second point here, you said you don't have a lot of experience with this map. Okay, well then you tell me where is the fight gonna happen here?
Usually there's going to be quite a little bit of poking around that big assault rifle thingy.
Is that going to happen here?
With the Widow, probably not.
Don't just think about the Widow, think about what's happening right now.
Yeah, right now the fight is obviously on the left side.
Your Honor just died, right? So, and they're pushing left side. So what angle do you think is going to be best for you in 15, 20 seconds when the fight actually starts?
Probably on the right side, actually.
I would agree. I would agree. When would this be better?
When they've actually pushed towards the bridge, and when they're passing bridge, that would be ideal.
Same kind of issue that we had with first point, right? Exact same kind of like decision-making process here. So are you going to make that route? Maybe.
Yeah, I had the Widow there, and I think she took most of my attention.
I don't think that's a problem.
No.
What I might do here, though, is then, and you can tell what you should probably do here, right? You go for the Widow.
Go right.
Yeah.
Right side through the mini.
Yeah, and then just listen and look. You know, you see your Winston in here. Now is an opportunity to go. Maybe even deepen from there. Yeah. Obviously, insights complicates things. Good. Reasonable. I know what you're doing. You're going for pulse, right? Coming from behind for pulse. I think reasonable. And then obviously Intrasights is just now expired. What I might do here is I might pay a little bit more attention to the Intrasight timing. You notice her ultimate here? Now is your time to go. Right.
Yeah.
It's actually just expired, right? So unfortunately you're still playing as if there's Intrasight, right? But there's not. So you're going for a play with your back to the support line, when really what you should be doing here is what?
Probably should have gone even further to the back, not the left entrance, but the back exit of Pylon Terrace, and just poke from there.
Sure. Look for an honest stick. Maybe go for the Widowmaker later. Either of those works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
the Widow standing on top of that assault rifle is basically
not so let's count it down for you.
No one can hide
403. 15 seconds. Good to know. Okay.
Also, I noticed I didn't have my recall at that point, so probably should have waited a second or two, I guess, as well.
Where should you go?
Well, that Widow is still going to be on that assault rifle, so this is standing on bridge. This is going to be wide up in the open, so I should probably blink towards stairs.
Yeah.
And try to keep high ground.
Take high ground, or you can even wrap around deep here. So what you're kind of doing at the moment is you're struggling to find the right flank for the right time, and you're making the right decisions when I'm asking you the question. But obviously, in the moment, this is a habit that you need to go for. What angle should I take? What flank should I take? What angle should I take? What flank should I take? It's very similar to, remember our Eichenwald review. Remember when you wanted to go through the right side on first point attack? Remember?
Yeah.
And you wanted to go people aren't. Right, you wanted to go so badly that you just kind of turned off your brain and just went through it right here. This is not exactly the same problem, but it's similar to where you're like, oh, high ground's good, I can see. But no, think about it. Where's the cart? Where are they right now? What would make the most sense? And even on a surface level analysis, I think you'd understand that going right would make the most sense. Or go left, but blink to the opposite high ground and play from in here, right? So you're not setting yourself up for success, because the angle that you're controlling don't give you opportunities for uptime. They don't give you opportunities for assassinations. They don't give you many opportunities at all. Not as many. This is good though. Like, this looks right. I like this. So that's thanks to your Winston. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, this makes sense. It's just being able to make the decision instantly in game, that's going to require.
Sure. We'll talk a little bit about maybe some tips that I have for that when we get there, but I want to move quickly so that perhaps we can get through 2 reviews. You're down for that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now, I like the intention here, but judge this from what you could have known now. So let's even go back to here. Fights 1. What do you think?
We have space.
Yep.
Winston's actually fairly up front. He's even on high ground, which means that the fight is most likely going to be happening again behind the assault rifle. I guess the line is on that rifle.
Could be here.
So right sides would probably be ideal.
Could even be here, right? So right side underneath again, right? If you were to go left, though, let's not be myopic. Where would you go?
Deeper towards the mega behind the
Ah,
pylon.
yes. You might sit in here and hide, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a nice staging onto the back line, right? Instead,
I sit up here.
kind of sitting around, right? It's kind of like
It's just thinking where to go here.
Right. It's part prediction. It's part experience, right? Angle looks good. Good. Nice. Didn't need a recall there. 3 blinks.
No,
And you got a mega right behind you, right?
Indeed.
Okay. Nice. Now, I don't know if you were thinking about this, but this is what you were also not doing in Icon Vault.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that.
Oh, you were? Good, because it shows. Now the Moira has to bail. Oh my gosh. Jealous. Oh! You got the Widow with a melee. That's great.
Oh!
Look.
I didn't realize.
Look, you didn't even kill them. Watch this.
Oh my god.
Isn't that great? Nice mechanics though. That's really nice. I can only dream of having tracking like that. Okay. And then really the same thing here, right? Like you can either wrap right or hide left, wrap right or hide left, wrap right or hide left.
And end up hiding left.
Yeah, so same thing here. This angle in here, right? So, and you can even do things like spawn camp too, right? Where like at this point in time, Moira Briggs pushed up, go out there and take this guy on. Okay, then they babysit. Love to see it.
And here was slow. And that just costs everything.
Yeah, you're just slow. You have the right idea, you're just slow. It also didn't help that your Hanzo died to basically air a second ago. Okay. So it's all about like taking the right angle and timing it at the right time, right? Welcome to the school of racers. So, okay. And then where the fight is happening here, what's your best bet?
It's gonna be around a corner, probably. So a good. Excuse me.
The tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, a nice off angle would basically be. Well, no, where the McCree is already too late.
Yeah. It's kind of deep and out in the open too, no?
Yeah. So I could play on the right side, inside the room with the mega.
You could. You could.
Just from there.
You can also, this might be one of the circumstances as well, where if your team was like hold, let's say here, you could off angle here. Or your team holds this corner here, you can off angle from here. That's where you might have your softer off angles. When you couldn't wrap all the way around right to their spawn, maybe you take a soft off angle. Like this right here, your Winston dives in deep, you really can just keep shooting from here. Actually, this is the mistake here is this. Watch this. Where should you be? Right now. Where should you be?
With Winston.
Actually, you should be right where you are.
Ah.
Think about it. Where's the off angle?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So actually, the entire enemy team has their back to you, and you use 2 blinks so that they can look at you. Most of their attention is on your Winston. You don't care if your Hanzo and Moira are with you. You want to off angle from the enemy's attention, correct?
Probably should have actually gone for a pulse bomb on the right side, maybe like a break or something.
And if you'd had time to set up, maybe you could even gone for a more high risk, higher word play from back here, which, by the way, does have a mini health pack that you can play around with as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, options. Good stick. And obviously, if they press W, you just press W. Nice. Okay. Sure. More of a high risk, high reward angle, but it makes sense. Close. Careful, you're down your tank, so I might just disengage here. Good. Double blink the mega. Thank you. Very nice. She's egoing a little bit, but you're fine. Nicely done. Okay, good. Play your life. Oh no.
Yeah,
here I think just simply staying here or blinking out this direction and hiding, or blinking out towards their spawn and hiding would have made the most sense, right? Because you can spawn camp, right? You can also blink out this way and just chill and hide. I think before you even get hindered, like as soon as you're here, just hide and wait, right? Maybe disengage.
Yeah, I had the instinct of trying to go back to my team, which is
Right.
the wrong thing to do.
Which is always deepen on the flank, set up for next fight, and you'll survive as well as invest your time more efficiently. Looks good, right? Don't have time to wrap all the way around left. Takes too long. This is a good angle, right? You can blink back here as well. It's definitely risky, but it's fine. Good try. Another situation where you need to be careful with this recall, right? One blink in their pocket, melee, and then blink out this way if anything, and then shoot more, right? So even from a standpoint of you're probably going to need to recall here anyway, but you don't need to recall now.
Just yet. Yeah.
Right? Get that full 3 seconds, get your 3 seconds of value, right? Then get that recall out.
Yeah, I was afraid there, but I should just blink.
And that's where like the practice comes in just a little bit, because it's like your brain needs to tell you that you are safe, don't worry, and sometimes it's hard to feel that way. Also, obviously, no recall, and you had blinks, you messed up. Don't forget the mega here, very important.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a recall actually. I was looking at my health with the call, and it just reacted too late when it didn't move.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Like a pixel there. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, for what I'm seeing so far, it is taking the right flank for the right position, right? For the right time. Where's the fight happening? What's the best flank that makes the most sense, right? And then from there, being a little bit more cautious with the recall when there's still blinks available. Those are the two main things I'm seeing. Would you agree?
Yeah, the decision making on a macro scale in terms of where to be is a problem.
Right.
I think that's going to be an annoying practice because I'm going to be really slow trying to figure that out.
Sure. So talking a little bit more about like habits, because that's the thing that I think is the most impactful thing. The habit that you need to develop is think about where the fight's going to happen and consider the angle that you should take around that. Now, here's what we can do. We can jump into another Tracer game right now. You can queue up and practice that right now, or we can look at more footage before we get into the Ashe. Up to you. Do both.
Let me think. Was there anything specific on the attack? I think the attack actually went fairly well, so I think I probably got that right, mostly by accident.
Well, you're still thinking about off angles. You're just not always thinking about where the fight's happening is dictating where your off angle should be.
Seeing as time, I guess we could try a Tracer game and just see if we can think about that.
I think that it just might be helpful for you to practice the skill,
Yeah, because there's the thing, I actually don't think often enough about the game on a macro level, in terms of where things are going to happen and all that stuff. And that's probably a habit I need to start developing for, well, any hero I play, really.
Yes.
Should I take a comp or a quick play, whatever?
That comp is fine. A little more real. Are you warm?
Yeah, I had a game right before
Perfect.
for this. So it's should be still okay.
Match voice chat. Last time I played deathmatch, I was farming clips for the 1 micro tip for every DPS hero, and I got added by one of the players to fill my messages with some ugly messages. I don't even know who the person was. They were not very happy with losing though.
Yeah, it's typical.
I was playing Bastion just to get the trigger discipline a little bit, Crazy stuff.
Yeah, if you're actually practicing in comp, people are going to be more annoyed because they perceive that you're not playing as well as you should. I've actually had quite a few games on a different account where well, most of it Tracer practice was just shutting off voice, shutting off text, everything, and just doing my thing.
Yeah.
Trying to really look at what I should be practicing. I re-enabled voice chat, that text for one game, just one game. And it was a game where we ended up against Safari Mercy, where I was playing with the Cass and the Ana in the back the entire time. and actually getting their attention for quite a bit, even getting the mercy to come back to me. We still lost, and the amount of flaming about Tracer having to switch, it was I swiftly disabled text chat again
Yeah.
right after that because that's just
Yeah.
horrible.
Every time you're like, oh well, won't make that mistake again.
Okay. BAP is annoying.
That is so powerful. 1v1 is actually crazy.
It is.
You shoot, you shoot, you shoot, you get low, you lamp, you shoot, you shift, and then you lose.
He's got the mega.
Here's the lamp. Oh, he shifted first. That's a mistake.
You should lamp first. Oh yeah, because you want to keep your shift for the
Yeah,
end of the lamp.
yeah, because you just, the lamp buys you an extra 2 seconds before you have to shift, right? It just gives you an extra 2 seconds.
There we go.
Okay.
Control. Good.
Excellent. So it's a lot easier to do this on control because it's a little bit more predictable about where the fights are going to start, right? However, on this map in particular, you're going to have to pay really close attention because obviously this isn't the greatest tracer map in the world. So whether you're holding the choke, whether you're holding point, whether you're holding high ground, I mean, you're going to have to be very attentive and very quick to react. So even though it's going to be a little bit easier to predict, it's still going to be very punishing if you mess it up.
So this mob, yeah, depends on where they stage. They could go high ground. They could go.
So make your best guess, obviously, in first fight. Take a rollout that's going to work in most circumstances, whether that's underneath, directly to high ground.
I guess I prefer high ground, if not to just chase people off there.
Sure. If it's a 1v1, obviously, you're fine with it. It doesn't always have to be backline all the time. Link.
Yeah, have a second. Here, Hanzo. Oh.
Okay.
This is scary.
Very nice. Now just patience. Yep, just rotate away from that.
She's still on there? Probably.
Yeah, grab the mini to your left. Or that. That's fine. That's fine.
That was gone.
That's okay. So where's the fight gonna happen?
Probably gonna left side because they're all right side, so I can wrap around right side. Oh, that's scary.
That's okay. Good. Yep.
I can go
Yep.
right
Yep.
here.
Yep. Yep. It's good. Nice. Yeah, that I mean, obviously, again, not the best tracer map, but like, really nice rotation through the like that little room to your own. You made the read, you adjusted, you win. Nice job. Now here's a bit of a prediction, right?
Yeah, chances are they're gonna be.
Yeah, somewhere here. Chances are this angle's gonna work, right? Just be very sneaky.
Yeah. I know they're just poking. I think Hanzo just the real arrow.
Yeah.
They have that was actually not smart because they had Suzu. Yeah, I just press W.
So that's a classic example of like you picked a good angle, but then they rotated to the opposite side. So what you would do is you would approach the mega and be a little bit more patient. Don't reach so far, right?
I could have actually sit here for a second.
You sure could have. That would have been the play. Yes. Wow.
Oof.
You were 90.
That happens.
Happens. So then now here you guys lose the fight. Where's the enemy team going to hold? Probably worth going underneath.
underneath. Ah, yeah. Just go underneath here and just fight from the side. I never considered that.
You can go all the way back around. You can go to the side.
I mean this side. Oh,
Yeah, there's a mega up here. Yeah, there you go.
oh,
You greeted the melee into the recall, yeah. But you can kind of see what I'm saying, right? Like, if they pursue you like that, you have a massive advantage, right?
Mhm.
That was good. So do you have time to stage again, or do you want to fight now?
I want to fight now. I'd probably be left side.
Mm-hmm. Still down one, so be careful. Yep, good. It's
Ouch.
unfortunate recall, yeah. I'm a little confused how that math worked. Recall, you had 70-some HP and then recall back to 17.
That shouldn't happen. I probably want to go right side right now. Just go from high ground. They're on the left side. And I thought I had that.
Oof, you guys got your number.
Unfortunate.
It's fine.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe still winnable. Yeah, you guys win this one.
I didn't want to drop.
Okay.
Here goes. Oh, there. Nope. Ah,
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
mistimed.
Unlucky. I mean, so, you know, obviously you can kind of see how, like, on those retakes, knowing exactly where they were going to fight was really important. Not knowing that, you would have had no idea what angle to take. So remember, every fight, you go into the fight using that downtime, where should we position, where should I set up? Now, this one's going to be a little bit less punishing if you make the mistake, but there's also a ton of options here. So right now, where's your best neutral rollout?
Left side, high ground.
Okay. Now, why are you saying that? Do you think that they're going to go high ground?
I would assume that you would do that if you have anything, any range heroes that can actually use the high
Sure.
ground.
So do you want
If
to
not,
meet
you
the...
go point,
Okay. Okay. So let's see.
and then high ground's good, I'd say.
Sure.
Yeah, do I want to meet a soldier or a cast? That I don't know. Maybe we can poke them out into not going in there immediately. That's a chunk. There's a junk alone there.
Yep.
He's not alone. Nor. We keep these two busy.
Good. I wanted to let you eat your vegetables first, but you kind of see if they meet you on left tank-wise, you're in a really, really bad spot. Because you don't have the ability to go to the squishies on main, you just run directly at them, and as you saw, it feels terrible. So I generally like rotating the coast side first, jump pad side first, or the opposite side, road side.
This is too far, I think. Yeah.
Good.
Ah.
Yeah, good recognition. Just too far. That's all. The angle was good for where you were fighting. Just too far.
Yeah, so I should probably be deeper and then play around that entrance to the mega.
Now
maybe?
you know where the fight's going to be happening here. You can predict. So set up.
Yeah, it's at the poke, so I should the choke. So I should probably go right side.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Tracer? Where are the damage?
Getting too close. Getting too close. Play more for the distraction. If that Genji's able to consistently dash you as he is here, it's going to be a
Can
problem.
you switch the fucking Tracer?
Hold on. I'm just gonna leave this because they're already starting to whine.
Yeah. There you go.
So
Remember, your buyer's
you have
health
to
here,
wait.
so be
They
careful.
know I'm here.
Good.
Damn it. You hear me there? Oh, he died. Okay.
All right. Good.
Ah,
All right. Nice. So, obviously, that's the skill that you need to be practicing over and over again.
Mhm.
What angle do I need to be taking? What angle do I need to be taking? Just taking a flank isn't good enough, right? Because a flank isn't good enough. I mean, even going back to what Stefano was saying, like, if you're playing more for uptime and less for assassinations, you still need to be thinking about, okay, where can my team support me? What angle, like, distracts them the most? And what's the best use of cover? The problem there, and this is a little bit separate from the review, is you don't know how to play versus Genji in a 1v1, or you don't have the practice for it. That Genji was able to hit you with dash like every single time, and that's a big no-no. You have the advantage in the duel, but if he hits the dash and is able to close the distance on you, then it's a major, major problem. So that might be something just to be aware of if that becomes a consistent issue, depending on meta, something to practice. Okay.
let's
Let's
try hard if for that.
yeah.
guess.
Try hard is the way to go. Let's take a look at your tracer or your Ashe, excuse me. That work for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for tracer, look at your team's positioning, enemy positioning. Take angle accordingly. The skill is not to take flank, but to practice thinking which flank, depending where the fight is. Recall management after pulse. And just in general, a few of your recalls felt a little goofy there. I think there's mostly just like goof ups, but keep an eye on those. And then Genji 1v1 matchup. Okay. Any questions from any of that?
Number.
Yeah, he
No,
really did.
that was clear on the first map that what to look for, and I made a mental remark as well that high ground is actually more uncomfortable than low ground on the left side on that first map.
If they match you there, you're kind of
I think
cooked.
that one. Yeah.
Which is why now if they go to high ground, you can just consistently wrap all the way around, right, and you're fine. I think in Koth it's also a little bit easier because it's easier to where the fights are going to happen more often. So this skill is going to be a little bit more important than on Koth. Blizzard World was a perfect example where it was like, right, well, but also left. But if it's left, it has to be here, and then you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, I think that's a skill you could work at. Okay, let's take a look at some Ashe. Anything in particular that you've been working on with Ashe, or you wanted to look at, or just let's take a look and see what we see.
One thing I've been trying to keep in mind is to play to my range versus the enemy comp. That has been and trying to keep a mental image of where everyone is and keeping track of them, because I tend to sometimes just lose track of where one or two or where the enemies are, which has a major impact on where I should actually position or not.
Okay. So what do you see here?
Well, there's a widow, and I know in this game I started out on a high ground, saw they have a widow, and then for some reason decided to take an offhand on the left side where there's no long sidelines. In hindsight, I probably should have actually played on the right side through the window of that building I'm looking at to avoid the widow like that. I actually have better sights on the enemy team.
That could have worked, yeah. At least the left sideline there's logic behind it. In execution, that's always the thing, is it's transitioning what makes sense on paper into does it actually work out in the match, and trying to find out what goes wrong and what goes right. So, okay, let's take a look. Because I don't think this is a bad position. Right? Seems okay to me. And for that Widow to contest you, she has to do this. Which is risky at best.
I'm just trying to go get her.
Nice. Oof.
I think I got out. I got out, but I went in too deep. When
yeah,
I got out, I thought in hindsight probably was.
Okay. Sombra Tracer, right? So. The Ramatra is thankfully
going to be a
yeah.
an annoying pest.
Yeah. The Ramatra has the off angle for you, so if he's here. Now, I will say this. If your Ramatra was stacked with your team, I might still play here, but it would be less unattractive to play an off angle like this. If that makes any sense. You really need to establish an off angle whenever you can.
Yeah.
So,
If they all push right side, then I have a problem.
right, so you need to rotate away from that if you see that. So if you see them right, you go left. If you see them left, you stay high. If you see them main, you stay high. Oh my goodness.
I think I should have died there, to be honest.
Yeah, you should have, because I just, if they are here, you really shouldn't be here. At the very least, you should be here, right? Creating a little bit more distance. And now you definitely know what they're going to do. Right?
Yep. They're there. They
There
should
it
be
is, right?
more in the back. Yeah.
Right. So either further in the back, or even considering like a deep off angle, like something over here. That way, yes, there's a risk of a Sombra hack, but there will be no Junker Queen. There will be no Tracer. Now, I wouldn't start here. I would start here and listen. If I see, feet shuffling over this direction, okay, I go over here. If I hear Tracer over here, okay, well then I'm going over here, right? Rotate depend. I mean, it's the same thing as the Tracer, really, where for the Tracer to decide on your off angle, you're thinking about where's the fight going to happen. But for you, you're thinking about where are the enemy team. I am the less flexible hero, so I need to respond to what they give me.
So here I figured the soldier's up there, so I should probably take a different
This is
angle.
fine, yeah. Good. Yeah, I mean, definitely an over ult situation, but it happens.
Yeah, we blew all 5, and
I probably would have hesitated as soon as I heard Cole and Visor, or Weaver and Visor.
Yeah.
I think I would chill, and then if I get scared, then I pop it. But that's fine. Happens. Still winnable. 45 seconds. I think you guys full hold, right?
Oh no, we don't. This is actually a long game. Spoiler alert. So, I took an off angle compared to the soldier in the previous fight. It just felt really uncomfortable. But maybe it's just how it should have been.
Well, what about it felt uncomfortable?
I felt I was too much in the open, but I guess I should probably just wait too much around the play more around the pillar here.
Yep, right here. There's
Also,
your
it's
solution.
a really long range, so I have a feeling it just gets into the fall-off range of Ashe.
It does, but also look at the comp you're playing versus. Right.
Yeah.
The further, the better. Right. So I think obviously within limits. I think your initial positional instinct there was fine. Let's go back. Definitely wouldn't be peeling back unclean. I would just be keep staying your ground, right? Stand your ground,
Yep.
get a trade.
As soon as I did that, I thought, no.
It's okay. Old habits die hard. I found myself shooting tank way too much the other day. We were doing Simplified. I was like, what am I doing?
There's one thing on Tracer that Stefano also mentioned, by the way. I try to not shoot tank too much. Try to fix that.
I would say, for example, like here, I would shoot tank. I just don't know that dynamite tank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, like, you know, you are a high damage hero. It's so similar to Bastion in that front. Even Cassidy, right? Where, you know, there's nothing wrong with shooting tank here. Shoot tank. Just, I wouldn't commit my cooldown here. I would do what you were doing earlier, which is put some pressure on Tracer, maybe force some blinks, find the Moira, force a fade, look for a dynamite from there, see what happens.
Yeah, I saw red.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I like the single. Single's good. But obviously dynamite would get so much better. Now, I know what you're doing here, because you are thinking, I must off-angle for my soldier, no?
Yeah, he was there, and I thought, why are we both here? So
right. This kind of falls in line with the mistake that you were making with Tracer on Blizzard World 3rd, where you felt like I had to establish an off-angle, but you have to establish an off-angle from multiple members of your team, or one member of your team, right? Your off-angling is still off-angling here, because where's the enemy team hiding from? These three, right? And double support, right? So you are doubling up with your soldier, but don't look at off-angling as DPS binary, right? It's tank. It's also support. And the reason why this was a problem on this point, let's go back to where you stacked here. The reason that this was more of a problem here, let's give it a second here, is because there wasn't really an off angle at all from anybody, right? If you'd had, like, let's say your Ramatra is like holding back here, you know, and then you have a Zenyatta crossfiring from this angle here, I don't mind if you stack with your soldier here, but you can kind of read this from like a drawing the X's and O's, right? What kind of a crossfire do you have from the left of our screen?
Yeah, there's no damage coming from there.
There's no threat whatsoever coming from the screen. So that's where the lack of crossfire hurts. And that's where you being stacked with your soldier is bad. But it has nothing to do with just the soldier. It has everything to do with the soldier and nobody else doing anything else. Yeah. Right. So I think you could be very comfortable holding this off angle here. It's no problem at all.
This ties again into the not thinking about macro during the game.
Yeah, it's the key thing is, like, you can't think about everything, right? It's just about finding what's most important, right? The things that specifically affect you and where you need to be. And it's also difficult too, because it's like, I feel like you know, once you start thinking about off angling, you need to really try to make sure that you fully understand it, because there's nothing worse than a little bit of a good thing, right? Where you start to overthink something that you don't fully understand, and that can sometimes force more mistakes than anything else. I always have that risk, which is why my videos tend to run too long, because I'm always scared someone's gonna not fully understand and then, you know, mess it up. Okay, obviously here, no real time to take an off angle. We just need you damaging, and you did. So.
Another too far.
You know,
this is fine.
This is probably fine. Yeah, this is probably fine. You've got, you know, Ramatras applying pressure with Kiriko and Moira from here. You and your soldier are here. If you look at this and you're like, I like this angle here with the mini the best, and I like that a lot better than the more open space over here, I'm down for it. If you were to flip-flop and be like, I actually want to play with my Kiri and play the off angle here and let my soldier off angle, that would also work totally fine. I'm down for either one. Don't greet the coach gun. So if you're here, unscope, get that coach gun out now. If you coach gun this, you win, 100%. Because that's a lot of damage that displaces her aim and lines up shots for you. That's a 1v1 that you should not only win with Translocator, you should have killed her as well. Okay. And obviously that is one of the downsides of having an off angle outside of support LOS. The angle was fine, just one of the weaknesses. Again, Coach Gun there. I don't know if you had time with this one. Find out. Nothing like hindsight to make you feel better, right? Yeah, you had time. You know, she definitely dies here. Definitely.
Nope, she gets out.
Okay, let's check your attack. Any questions so far?
No, it just basically boils down to the same thing, really. With the looking at enemy positioning and team positioning.
I think you're doing a
just
good
think
job
about-
taking sight lines that make sense versus their comp, though. I think you need to just kind of marry the two, right? Where are we fighting? Where are they going? And then rotating as a result. 'Cause that's the problem with that. That's your fault for playing such a fragile hero, right? Is you have to be very attentive to these things. Okay, it's whatever. It's attack. You don't have a lot of space, not a lot of angles. It's also Shambali for first attack, which is so bad that Overwatch League teams were running Bastion.
Really?
Yeah. Teams ran Symmetra here, teams ran Bastion. In fact, this map is the reason why teams were running Sombra Mei Brawl. Because the DPS off angles were so bad, they just run Sombra and just put the Sombra on the backline. 3-2-1 push.
Yeah, I have no idea what to play here. I was just sticking with team thinking you just shoot down main, it just feels really bad.
It does, it does. So there's ways of working around it. They're not great ways. So like here, for example, where should you be trying to push optimally?
Optimally, I'm guessing right side, sit around in that little
Yep, this area
building.
here. That's scary.
Up
You're
there.
gonna have to fight tooth and nail for it. Throw your dynamites and coach guns and unscoped shots galore. But it's okay. It's okay. You can win this. Like let's put it this way. It's not a 1v1 for you here. You don't have to think about it like, oh, it's a one. You have support. The Tracer doesn't, right? Not as much. So you can kind of make this a war of attrition where you kind of like get real bloody and get, rough up your knees, but you clear it out, right? And then you get a sight line here, or maybe you can rough it up and eventually earn a sight line here, maybe later on. I think it's worth doing that because obviously here this just feels nice shots, by the way. This doesn't feel so good, right? And then now that you've earned this, you really have no reason to continue to stay. I mean, heck, you could even coach gun out here and rotate out aggressively.
Actually, as I'm thinking about on the right side, that truck, can you stand on there easily?
Oh, what's up?
Bit back.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that truck. Oh yeah, you can get easily on there. Yeah,
can.
okay. I haven't noticed that sideline before, which is why I'm
And
right now standing on the right side and
Mega
trying to shoot through
Mini.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also little things like the Sombra Transcator was over here too. So it's like you'll find little bonuses. So good rotation. They go Hanzo Cass. Ooh.
Don't. I was thinking, don't do it.
Good. That was smart. And if you hit that, then you can peek it, right? Because you're essentially one shot away for either of you. Nice.
I was kind of waiting, when can I actually coach gun up there and take a flank on the left side?
Right. This is one of those maps where it's similar to Numbani first, where I was talking with Pepper this last night. We played some Numbani. You have to roll the dice, right? You do need. I think maybe here you guys have enough old story. Maybe you don't need to, but I think you wait for a late opportunity. Right now, yes. This is the play. There's, you've seen The Mandalorian. This is the way, and this is the play.
Actually, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. Very nice. Now you play your life, and you're good to go. Nicely done. It feels weird, but like it's such a fight winning play too. Like watch this in retrospect from like a macro perspective. Link Dynamite, Kaz, Ana are burning. Ana turns around. Kaz just doesn't even get healed, and the reason he doesn't get healed is because Ana has to turn around and care her life, and so you basically make it a 5v3. And the Sojourn also chases and ends up wasting her time, and then that's nice. Sometimes
the key point there is being late.
Yes, the difference there was being late. Exactly. I mean, you obviously had a Death Blossom to piggy that back off of, but even without a Death Blossom, that works very, very nicely. That was a great play right there. you have to remember as Ashe is that, you know, as much as you want to set your feet and just play aim trainer, you are still a semi-burst hero, right? There's nothing wrong with taking a short flank, landing a big dynamite, and hitting 1 or 2 shots, and then leaving. You know, that's still a lot more value than a lot of other DPS heroes can get. Like, can you imagine doing that flank with the Sojourn, right? It'd be miserable. You couldn't do it. You wouldn't even build a rail, right? So
It's too far. Yeah.
yeah, it's just too you can't stay there long enough. Too early, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he gets slept and
I mean, the sleep happens, but that's less of a concern if you time it a little bit better. It's not that I don't mind the ult to keep them on the ropes, you know? That's a very real thing. Like, you ult before the fight even starts, but so this actually ends up working out because you guys had kind of forced Moira Fade and forced them to kind of, but I think even there, just a few seconds later. I do like the concept of like ulting before they get a proper team fight, just to make sure that you get like in it. Because like, look at where the card is now. You guys are still pushing. Look at this. Look at this. They're still right. Exactly. I just would have greeted an extra 2 or 3 seconds. But yeah, because of that, it's gonna be so bad. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Tragic that you can't peek that. Because you peeked a little too much earlier, and then you're like, oh crap, he's got a skull now. Nice. The shots are crazy here, by the way. Some of these crits have been really nice. Okay. Now we can keep going, or we can do what we did before. Up to you.
let me think. I do remember the game basically going to crap after this.
Okay, would you like to keep going then?
So maybe we're just going through it fast.
Sure. Got plenty of time, so. Hanzo Tracer. Darker Queen Lucio.
Yeah, the defense. Yeah.
So this is where the best thing that you can do is not overthink your range. Just think, where are they? How should I position? I actually think that's probably the more important skill than memorizing the range signature. Right? So you hear people on the left, where should I be?
Yep. I think this defense, we held them right before point 1, but then we actually completely failed to grab that in 4.5 minutes. So the defense by itself, I think, is okay.
Okay.
The attack was horrible.
I mean, yeah, just scope for too long.
Yeah.
You do a nice job pincering you, though. Okay. So they're on high, Orisa on floor. So what you're doing now, does this make sense?
I think it's too high risk, probably. Yeah.
I think it's probably actually okay. The only reason I say that is because we've established that 2 members of the team are on the floor. You see what I'm saying? So if they're here, this is free. If they're up top, then right is free. Right? So I think this is fine. I just don't know that I would be giving away my position and dynamiting in Orisa, right? I would be walking up here, 3, 2, 1, burst dynamite here, and then take this sightline comfortably. And also you have to keep in mind as well that you are down 1, 2. Giving away your position, you rotate back, that's fine. Just coach gun away. Shoot the Orisa. Orisa's still on the floor. Reaper's dropped. Now you go back up top. Yep, see? This is good. I don't know that I would stop here though. I would keep rotating. And then again, like right from here, now you want your dynamite, right? This is a perfect angle for you. And this is late. So just play your life. Coach gun out. Don't even worry about the dynamite. Coach gun out, run, grab the mini health back or whatever, and just get out of dodge, right? The other way that you can approach it as well is you could be like, okay, they're here. I'm gonna coach gun this way and drop here, if that makes any sense. A little bit closer to your supports.
Yep.
I don't think
the problem was I just greeted.
Exactly. You don't look at this and be like, oh, I shouldn't have taken the flank. This is the same thing as what happened here, right? Where you're in a choke, you have no sightlines, you have to kind of take some risks, right? The difference between this and this is this one you got punished a little bit harder and you did not respond well to it. That's the only problem. I wouldn't look at this and be like, this is the wrong play. You just need to execute it properly, and you also need to time it. Not time it well, but you need to play it a little bit smarter, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Now this comp very much range, so right is going to be your friend, especially given how much space that you have here. Right? You see how blind you are.
Yeah, this felt really bad, so
Yeah.
sitting on top of that truck would probably be ideal.
Yeah, and then you can always drop if you need to. Deep sightline here. No comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit predictable. So, I think you did a good job playing to your range. I think it's about the execution of when you take these high risk, high reward plays, making sure that you're executing them well. And then I want you to be more than anything else, more than the map knowledge and some tips and tricks. Look at the comp's positioning and decide, how do I rotate and how do I play around that. Similarly to the tracer, where we're fighting, for you it's more of where are they right now. What angle of flank is available to me? Because tracer could take any flank that she wants. She's just going to figure out where people are fighting. For you, it's like, well, you can't take any position that you want, so you need to kind of adjust accordingly.
Yep.
We can look at it. Do you want to do a little bit of a live review?
Well, that's fine. Give it time.
Do a few minutes, if nothing else.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so this was scheduled as a private. If you wanna publish this one because you think there's any useful things in,
Sure.
feel free.
I mean, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. Shit.
I think the more sessions that are publicly available, the better.
Yep. Why is Overwatch?
Oh, that's nice. What is that?
Oh, I accidentally hit Alt W. Oh no. No wonder there's that. I hit the UI by accident.
Ah, Alt Z. Or what is it hotkeyed? For me, it's Alt Z.
Yeah, yeah. Z is on the same location as W on a Belgian keyboards.
Ah.
Don't ask.
Well, I mean, frequency of pressing, you know, whatever's can.
Sneaky's in.
Yeah. The nice thing about the dynamic positioning thing is it gives you a little bit more freedom to just kind of flow a little bit, you know? You don't have to overthink the matchup quite as much. You can kind of trust your instincts in that regard, right? So this coming match, if anything, I want you thinking less about positioning than you probably expect. Just go, hey, this is where they're at. This is where I'm going to go. This is where they're at. This is where I'm going to go. Make it just a very simple one question, one answer. Where are they? Where do I go? Where are they? Where do I go? Because the simpler you can make that, the faster you're going to be able to do it, and the more likely you're going to be able to do it. It's just like working out. If you have to get in your car and put on your gym clothes, and then if you just get up and go downstairs and work out, then you're going to do it, right? So if you happen to have like this complex 7-question, 5-step process to find out how to position, then you're going to have a hard time remembering or wanting to do it in a match.
Yeah, make I have the right word in my mind, but I can't express it. Just make it as low as a bar to cross.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the right saying, but
Succinct?
Something like that.
It's English, so you never know what you're gonna get. All right, let me get the stream.
Giant control, awesome.
Now, Koth is actually, ironically, is a more interesting one because you're gonna have to be very, very quick to adjust your positioning, very reactive, right? Whereas for what we were working on with Tracer, it's a little bit easier to predict where the fight was going to go. For Ashe, it's not just simply where the fight's going to go; it's where's the enemy team, right? Like what angles are they taking? Right? Where's their tracer? Where's their regroup? Where's their whatever? So roll out on a neutral position. React with your eyeballs. Just be
Hi,
very
guys.
be very natural with it.
What's up?
I'm gonna leave this.
Man, this guy leaves voice chat as soon as I say something, man. Like I was just building up the courage to publicly speak and just ruined it for him.
Poor guy is gonna be shy for the next 3 weeks.
Seriously, just set it back like at least 6 years. Alrighty.
Alright, so a neutral position here. I would actually think I want to kind of go left. This is a soft.
So your team is TPing the point, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah. So I probably should have done that because
Maybe.
I wasn't paying attention to my sim. In that case, I probably want to be in the back and just keep this, because they're gonna have trouble getting in unless my Rhine is there for some reason. Yeah, okay.
Alright. Now if your team fights on point, there's not a lot of dynamics for where you can position. My question for you is, do you have to or do you want to be on point? Are you going to get punished for being split?
I think yes, because I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be unable to get any support. But with I can't do this. No. Eagle that. I was low.
Where is the enemy team? Where do you need to be?
They're mostly outside, except for that Rhine. So I can off-angle from the left side a bit, as long as I get out fast enough.
Might even be able to wrap back to coast if you need to. A little too late now, but...
I have Bob now, though. I want to put that there as soon as they actually get in. Or
that also
or
works.
follow up.
Where are the
Actually, I can
enemies?
hold
Where are they
here
gonna
for a
be?
second.
Yep.
They will probably either go coast, in which case I'm fine, or if they push forward, then I can just rotate the point.
Okay.
I'm kind of waiting until they're actually getting out, so I can
Sure.
put a Bob at that wall.
Sure.
Oh, damn it!
There
Yeah,
you go. Just as we drew it up. So I do think versus even that composition with a little bit of mobility of the Echo, I think you would have actually been better served to avoid going to a point as soon as you see that they're not on Sombra Tracer. Nobody can really push you isolated, and your sightlines were pretty shaky here. But I think what you did was for the most part fine. Now, where should you roll out to predict what's the best angle for you? And then again, ask yourself, where is the enemy team?
I'm most likely going to go wide, so I think I probably prefer going main and shoot from there. Maybe even grab to high ground if the fight goes to the point itself.
Sounds good. You don't have to. Yep, there you go.
Our team is going main. Let's just see what they're doing. That's unfortunate. Something wrapping around.
Was that the best position for you to have been for that fight?
I think so, because I basically had sightlines mostly on enough people to shoot. Didn't really have access to the squishies, but then the Reaper wrapping around kind of threw me for a
So
loop
take
there.
a position here, and then react to what you see from the enemy team.
Yeah,
Just
so I
react to what you see.
kind of want to be here. And they're pushing up. I think this is fine. Just poking a bit.
Huh.
Yeah, okay.
With that shift.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Probably should have ran back and actually coached up to the high ground.
Mm-hmm. I think as soon as you fail to kill in the Mercy, you need to understand that they're going to push you immediately now.
Alright, so now there's not much to do. I kind of want to avoid this.
So what kind of an angle can you take to break this choke?
Well, I could possibly just go left side. Oh. Oh, Reaper's dead. That's a hard flank on the left side. I don't think I have time for that.
Okay. Where are the enemies? Where do you need to be? Keep asking yourself that question.
Yeah. Okay, so they're mostly on the right side, except for this one Reaper, and I don't want to be near a Reaper. So I should probably just go coast, go right side. Actually, we're down, so we should probably go back. We're still down at least one. So I should probably chill. I do have a bob, so yeah. I do have time to go left right now, though. Throw a dynamite, though. They're gonna be. Yeah, we lost one. That's okay still.
So they're going to push you here, so be ready.
Mhm.
Doing a good job.
I think for now I'm far enough. Hey, you heard him too late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just heard him too late. A little bit faster there, and that was good to go. I would not have even hesitated to use Bob to get out of that choke. Throw it behind the queen. But you also did create the space that's going to let your team actually win this fight. Maybe.
Maybe. I think I want to just throw him on the point right
Sure,
now. Or
sure,
actually,
go
are we gonna win? No, we're gonna win. We're gonna win, I think.
Nice. Where are the enemy? Where do you need to be?
So they're right now going to be coming from point. So I'm just going to take this default position here.
Mm-hmm.
Although I can't really shoot at them. They're actually just playing in that choke. So
Rotate
I
right.
have a
You can
bob,
rotate
so I'm
right.
gonna-
Yeah.
never mind.
You're good, you're
They're
good.
actually pushing towards me. So I just stay here.
Ask for healing. Or grab the mega, yeah.
Have a mega.
Nice. Nice. And you don't need to hesitate to use an ultimate here and snowball them. Last fight.
Yep. Probably should have put him more in the back.
That's okay. It secures the kill in May. That's going to be game. Good. The goal is to the key thing that you're learning here is like what bronze player, what like bronze players, but what other coaches might describe as awareness, right?
Mhm.
It's a very specific awareness. Don't be vague with it. You know, where are the enemy team? Where do I need to be? Where is the enemy team? Where do I need to be? Even things like that Reaper sneaking up to you when you took that flank, that was very important to know because that adjusted how you play that off angle, right? By the way, let me give you a little life hack for just this particular point. Pull up a Lijiang Tower in a custom game if you can really fast. And we're going to roll the dice until we find
Right, settings.
maps.
None.
Lijiang. And let's just keep rolling the dice till we get it. Surely it'll be the right one. 33%. You got it. No, restart.
Garden. Leave game.
No, show lobby. Yeah, show lobby and
yeah.
restart match. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. Settings, maps, Django.
Early this.
I'm gonna roll the dice like 17 times and miss.
Oh
Guardian.
no, try it again. I actually did this
Show.
one time, and I think it was like 14 times in a row or 13 times in a row. I had to calculate the odds. It's actually was remarkable. It was like 1 in 10,000 or something like. Oh my goodness! Try it again.
No.
You don't need to pick a hero to show lobby, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's a win-win. Either you get it right away, or you don't get it for a long time, and it's baffling. Fun. There you go. Okay.
Control center. There we go.
So, go right to the coast side where you were at. You can go faster if you want. So go to the high ground, and then this is just a small little thing. You can't stay there for long. But you were wondering, like, what do I do with, like, when they go coast? Well, you can also push up a little bit, but you can also keep going, rotating right. Also, this right here.
There.
Yeah, and it's just
and
long
actually it's way
enough.
safe.
It's just long enough for it to be relatively safe. You don't get some disgusting dynamites there. Yeah, so that's an angle that you can take. Not a very common angle, but it is definitely one that you see at higher level play that I think a lot of lower tier players don't know about. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
could use that in the previous game.
Yep. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No. This is just how to word what I should be working on. Basically, keep an eye on where the team is, what they are going to do, and what is just the best angle for what they're going to do.
Practice enemy team position awareness, so you can make best decision. And if you do that over time, I think you will. And like we said, we're trying to simplify it a little bit, right? Without getting too complicated. Just where are they at? Make a decision. Where are they at? Make a decision. I think you have a good enough general game sense to make the best decision. You understand range. You understand off angles, things like that. So all you need to do is provide yourself a recipe for success by just where are they? Make the decision. Where are they?
All right.
All right, mate. We'll keep in touch.
Makes sense.
I will chat with you later.